Okay, decimals. 12.6 take away 3.58. When you take away, line them up. Line up the decimal points. Okay, that's the key to taking away. Line up the decimal points, and then it all works out. So, when you're taking away here, 12.6 take away 3.58. Now there's no number here, so you put a 0. 0 take away 8 we can't do, so we borrow from the 6, that becomes a 5, and then we put the 1 that we borrowed here. 10 take away 8 is 2. Okay, 5 take away 5 is 0. 2 take away 3 we can't do, so we borrow from that 1. 12 take away 3 then becomes 9. And there's nothing left there, so we've got our answer 9.02. Okay, question 2. 2.3 take away 1.24. So again, line it up like this. Now we've got nothing here, so 0 take away 4 we can't do, so we borrow from the 3, so it becomes a 2. And then we have the 1 that we borrowed, we put here, so 10 take away 4 is 6. 2 take away 2 is 0. 2 take away 1 is 1, so 1.06. Now when it comes to multiplying, okay, multiplying numbers here, we simply ignore the decimal points. So I would do 5 times 3 to start with. 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, 5 times 3 is 15. So ignoring the decimal points. But then when it comes to working out this, okay, you look at how many decimal places there are. You've got 1 here and 1 here. So there's 2 in total. So you need to have 2 in your answer, 0.15. Number 3, calculate the value of 3/8 as a decimal. Okay, so when you want to change this to a decimal, we'll divide. So we use the bus stop method. Now 8 going into 3, that's doesn't go, so we put a 0 there. Okay, and we have to carry that 3, so there's nothing beyond here, so I'll put a decimal point and put loads of zeros. So the 3 that are carried are right here. Decimal point on here, so decimal point up there. 8 into 30 goes 3 times, and 3 times 8 is 24, so you've got 6 remainder. 8 into 60 goes 7 times, which gives you 56, so there's 4 remainder, and 8 into 40 goes 5 times, so there's my answer there, 0.375, that's the answer to the decimal. Okay, question 4, multiply here. Right, now when it comes to multiplying again, I would just ignore this, the decimal points, and just work out 23 times 47. Okay, now there's lots of ways you can multiply 23 and 47. You use the approach that works for you. I might just do the box method here. Okay, so we've got 23 on the top, so we'll write down as 20 and 3. Okay, splitting it up in tens and units. 47, 40 and 7. Okay, so when I multiply these, 20 times 40, well 2 times 4 is 8, so 800, so add the 2 zeros. 3 times 40, well 3 times 4 is 12, add 0. 20 times 7, well 2 times 7 is 14, add the 0, and 3 times 7 then for here is 21. Okay, so add them up, get 800, 120, 140, 21, add them up, so you get 1 here, add them up, that becomes 8, add them up, that becomes 10, so 1081. Of course, when I write my answer then, I've got 2 decimal places, so you're going to have 2 in the answer. So the answer becomes 10.81. Okay, question 5. We've got to divide. We could divide by decimal. Now in this case, when I divide by decimal, I would write it as a fraction. Okay, and think now, what would I do here when I'm dividing by decimal? Really, we need to be thinking about scaling. Okay, scaling to get rid of the decimal. I mean, if we times by 10, okay, it gets rid of the decimal, doesn't it? It becomes 12. Times the top by 10 as well, you get 1440. Okay, so up to you how you want to do this then. Obviously this would be non-calculator, bus stop method. 12 well, into 14 then, it doesn't go into 1, doesn't it? So 12 into 14 goes once, remainder 2. And 12 into 24 goes twice, and there's no remainder. And then 12 into 0 goes 0 times. So the answer is 120. Okay, question 6. 80 divided by 0.5. Well, again, as a fraction, and you need to think about how to scale this. And when you come to scaling this, you don't always have to times it by 10. You know, 0.5 lends itself, doesn't it, nicely. If you just double it, you get 1. Of course, double the top as well. Okay, 160. So my answer would be 160 there. Okay, this one, 120 divided by 0.1. As a fraction. 0.1, well, I think in this case I'm going to have to times it by 10. But what's good is, when you times it by 10, you just get 1. Times the top by 10, so you're adding a 0. So effectively then it's just 1200. This one then, 60 divided by 0.2. Okay, 60 divided by 0.2. So again, you could times this by 10. You could, you know, times it by 10, there's no harm. You could also times it by 5, couldn't you? Because if you times it by 5, that becomes 1. 0.2 goes into 1 5 times. Okay, but times it by 10 if you want to. You'll get to the answer just as quick. I'm timesing it by 5 to get 1, so times the top by 5 and you get 300. So my answer is 300. Okay. Last one then. Write 1/4 as a decimal. Well, 1/4 is 0.25. 24% is 0.24. And then they want you to write these in order of size, smallest first. 3/10, of course. Well, 3 divided by 10 is 0.3. Okay. Now that's got to be the largest, doesn't it? 0.3. Okay. Because 0.3 is the same, isn't it, as 0.30. So that would be the largest. The smallest is 24%. The next smallest is 1/4, and then the largest one then is 3/10.